Chelsea are actively working behind the scenes to reshape their squad this summer, and one of the top priorities is reinforcing the heart of their defence. After a turbulent season that exposed weaknesses at the back, both through injuries and tactical instability, the club's recruitment team is focused on bringing in a new central defender who can become a cornerstone of the next era at Stamford Bridge. With European competition looming and expectations rising under the new ownership, the need for a calm, commanding and consistent presence in central defence has never been greater. Two names have risen to the top of Chelsea's shortlist as potential solutions. The first is Jerrad, the towering Everton centre-back who has quietly developed into one of the most promising young defenders in the Premier League. His profile is exactly what Chelsea have lacked since the departure of Antonio Rudiger. Strong in the air, composed with the ball at his feet, physically dominant and left-footed, bringing rare balance to a defensive unit that has long leaned toward right-footed options. Branthwaite's ability to read the game, dominate duels, and play progressive passes from the back makes him a particularly attractive option for a team that wants to build out under pressure. His rise has not gone unnoticed elsewhere, and Everton are aware that they hold a valuable asset. With interest also coming from Manchester United and other top clubs, the asking price is expected to be steep, potentially exceeding £60 million. Yet, at just 21 years of age, Chelsea see Branthwaite as someone who could anchor their defence for the next decade. The second target is more familiar to Chelsea supporters, Mark Guehi, a product of the club's own Cobham Academy. Sold to Crystal Palace in 2021, Guehi has since become a mainstay in the Eagles' defence and has even broken into the England national team setup. His development has been marked by maturity, positional intelligence, and a natural leadership presence. Despite lacking the physical size of some of his counterparts, Guehi excels in reading the game, making timely interceptions, and maintaining composure under pressure. What makes him particularly appealing to Chelsea is his history with the club and the potential to bring back a player who already understands the expectations, culture, and environment at Stamford Bridge. The regret over letting him leave in the first place has been quietly acknowledged within the club's walls, and now, with the opportunity to bring him back, there is serious internal discussion about making that move happen. Crystal Palace, though, are under no pressure to sell and will demand a fee in line with the current market, likely also in the £50, £60 million range. Both options come with clear strengths. Branthwaite offers physical presence, aerial dominance, and the ability to complement right-footed defenders like Axel Disasi or Wesley Fofana when fit. He is still growing into his full potential, but his performances at Everton have shown he can handle the demands of Premier League football. Guehi, meanwhile, brings tactical awareness, high-level consistency, and the ability to marshal a defence even when under constant pressure. His leadership qualities, combined with his existing connection to the club, make him a tempting candidate to not only strengthen the defence, but also help restore a sense of identity and continuity at Chelsea. The choice between the two could come down to more than just footballing attributes. Factors such as availability, price negotiations, homegrown quotas, and the club's long-term vision under its evolving sporting structure will all play a part. Branthwaite's left-footedness makes him a rarer commodity in the current market, potentially giving him the edge tactically. But Guehi's experience, familiarity, and proven growth since leaving the club offer a safer bet with a lower degree of risk. Behind the scenes, Chelsea have already begun initial groundwork on both fronts. Meetings have been held, agents contacted, and scouting reports cross-examined. The decision won't be rushed, but there's a clear desire to conclude the deal early in the window to give the incoming player a full pre-season to integrate. With Thiago Silva departing and ongoing injury concerns over existing centre-backs, Chelsea are determined to bring in someone who is not just talented, but dependable and ready to contribute from day one. The summer window will present many options, but for Chelsea, this particular choice could define the stability of their defence for years to come. The club knows it cannot afford another season of defensive uncertainty, and whether they go for the powerful, towering presence of Branthwaite or the intelligent, well-rounded return of Guehi, the pressure is on to get this decision right. There is no room for sentiment or second-guessing. Chelsea must act decisively because the next centre-back they sign is expected. West Ham are making quiet but determined moves in the transfer market this summer, and one name catching serious attention within the club is Tammy Abraham. The former Chelsea striker, currently at AS Roma, is being eyed for a return to the Premier League as the East London side look to reinforce their attacking options ahead of the new season. While West Ham have not made anything official yet, early talks and internal discussions are well underway, and bringing Abraham back to England is firmly on their radar. After moving to Serie A in 2021, Abraham enjoyed an explosive first season in Rome, quickly becoming a fan favourite. His goals helped fire Roma to a UEFA Europa Conference League title, and under Jose Mourinho, he seemed to rediscover the spark that had made him one of England's brightest young forwards. But injuries and inconsistent form have slightly stalled his progress over the past year. With Roma going through changes of their own, including financial considerations and shifts in sporting direction, there's now an opening for Premier League clubs to move in, and West Ham are ready to explore that possibility. From West Ham's perspective, the appeal of signing Abraham is obvious. He's a proven goal-scorer, still only 26, and he offers a profile that blends physicality, mobility, and finishing instinct. Standing at 6'3", he provides a classic no-9 presence, but with more technical refinement than many traditional target men. West Ham have struggled at times to replace the consistent output of Michail Antonio, who has been a loyal servant but is nearing the twilight of his career. Danny Ings has not quite hit the mark, and the team needs a reliable striker who can both score and link play. Abraham could be that answer. For Tammy Abraham, a return to England might be perfectly timed. With the Euros approaching and a competitive pool of England strikers fighting for attention, getting back into the Premier League spotlight could rejuvenate his international ambitions. West Ham would offer him regular football, a key role in attack, and the chance to compete in European competition, something he's accustomed to and would likely demand in any new project. David Moyes' departure and the new managerial setup at West Ham might also bring a more progressive style of play, suited to Abraham's movement and sharpness inside the box. The deal, however, won't be straightforward. Roma are expected to demand a significant fee, possibly in the region of £30, 35 million, given Abraham's contract runs until 2026. There will also be interest from other Premier League sides and perhaps even rival Serie A clubs. But West Ham are confident that their project, their budget, and the opportunity they can offer might give them a strong edge. Club officials believe Abraham would view the move not as a step down, but as a fresh challenge in familiar territory, a return home where unfinished business remains. While things are still in early stages, West Ham's intent is becoming clear. They want a striker who can lead the line for years to come, and they see Abraham as a perfect fit. Talks are likely to advance once the summer window opens, and if all goes well, Tammy Abraham could be wearing claret and blue next season, not at Villa Park or Turf Moor, but at the London Stadium, where he could become the centrepiece of a new-look West Ham attack. The Hammers are entering a new phase of their rebuild. With David Moyes officially departing and Julen Lopetegui stepping in as manager, there is a renewed focus on evolving the squad to play more modern, possession-based football. Central to that plan is upgrading the striker position. Michail Antonio, now in his mid-30s, has been a loyal servant, but can no longer be relied upon week in, week out. Danny Ings has failed to make a lasting impact since his arrival, and while Jerrad has helped with goals from wide areas, West Ham lack a natural, clinical presence at centre-forward. In Abraham, they see a solution. At 26, Abraham is approaching the peak of his career. He is a striker who combines physicality with surprising mobility. His hold-up play has improved dramatically since moving to Italy, and he has always been strong in the air and intelligent with his movement. He thrives when he has space to run into, but he's also developed a greater ability to play with his back to goal, a vital trait for any striker in the Premier League. West Ham believe he is not only capable of adapting quickly back to the pace of English football, but that he would bring leadership and ambition to a dressing room in need of fresh energy. The appeal for Abraham is equally strong. A return to England would put him back in the spotlight ahead of the 2026 World Cup cycle. He remains on Gareth Southgate's radar, but his lack of recent top-level minutes has pushed him down the pecking order behind the likes of Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney.